Guten Erev Shabbos. Today's Chinuch Insight is being recorded in front of 3257 Ward Street. It was here in 1943 that Yeshiva Schools was founded. A year earlier, the Frierdiker Rebbe sent Rabbi Mordechai Altein to Pittsburgh to begin working to start the school. He wrote a letter to the Pittsburgh community describing Rabbi Altein as an individual with noble and sterling character. He then instructed Rabbi Altein in a letter to ensure that he educates the children with Yiras Shamayim to be God-fearing and to have good character. Which brings me to the mitzvah in this week's Parsha and the time that we find ourselves in, the mitzvah of Sfiras HaOmer, counting the Omer. The Torah instructs us to count 7 weeks and 49 days. The 7 weeks correspond to the 7 character traits. The first one being chesed, loving kindness. The second one being gevura, strength and discipline, etc. But within each of the weeks, there are 7 days, which correspond to the 7 specifics, details within each one of those character traits. One of the commentaries, one of the Rishonim, Rabbeinu Yerucham, tells us that today, the biblical obligation is actually to count the days, individual days, more so than the weeks, because just working on character in a general sense is insufficient. We have to identify very specific individual character traits which we work on and develop over time. Which brings me to a letter, a response that the Rebbe gave to a parent who asked him the question. He says, my child gets angry and he's dishonest. Should I help him work with these both at the same time or one at a time? The Rebbe responded, you need to work with one of those character traits at a time. First of all, it's too overwhelming to work on 2 at the same time. In addition, he needs your support and he needs your involvement in order to overcome and improve in this character trait. And if he feels that you're overwhelming him, he will be non-responsive. The Rebbe then instructed them to work on the anger management before he deals with the issue of dishonesty, because anger is much more deeply rooted within the person and much more difficult to address. One final point. We find ourselves on the 14th of Iyar, Pesach Sheni, the message of Pesach Sheni being, it's never too late, either within ourselves or with our children. If we have a trait that we feel we haven't needs work, it's never too late to take on a resolution, to try to develop it and improve. Have a wonderful Shabbos.